Building an accessory dwelling unit, the benefits and the challenges. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this podcast. I am Sean Coy. I'm the owner and president of SDS Homes Construction. And today we're diving into a hot topic in the home construction world, accessory dwelling units, or also known as ADUs. With me today, as always, is my lovely wife and partner, Chantel.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chantel. I am the CFO and office manager.
So today we'll discuss what ADUs are, why they're in such high demand, and what you need to know before you decide to build one.
This is going to be good.
So why don't you start off this episode,
Me?
this hot topic ADU episode, and let them know.
Sure. So I think the first thing is, what is an ADU?
You know what? I don't even know what it is. Good point. What is an ADU?
So an ADU is a secondary housing unit on a single family residence. So additional house. Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Up to a certain square footage. Right?
Yes. Up to a certain square footage. Yes. Yeah. And with that, there are multiple types, right? So we got 3. So it can be attached, it can be detached, or we can convert a garage. So obviously the detached is away from the residence, right? The single family home. So it's to the side, okay, right? The attached is obviously attached to the residence. So whether it's a breezeway or whether it's, attached within, so it just connects on like an addition, so to speak, but a unit. And then you have a garage conversion, which is normally for cars, but we convert it into a living space, right? So bathroom with your shower, your sinks, everything, a livable area. Sometimes we make a little bedroom, or sometimes it's open space, but it's livable space.
So pretty self-explanatory.
I think so.
But people don't know. Sometimes people ask me all the time, what's an attached dwelling?
Yeah.
What's a detached dwelling? So good. So number 2 would be the benefits of building an ADU, right? What are the benefits? Why is everyone wanting to do this? So some of the topics we can go over about that would be number 1, which is obvious, maybe not tall, but increased property value.
Yup.
Right?
Livable space? Yes,
so that
absolutely.
little single family residence that you have, you add that to it, it's just like almost doubling your house size and potentially doubling your value of the home, right? Rental income opportunity is another one. That's big. I know a lot of people building ADUs because they want to rent them out and get that second income coming in.
Yes.
Right? Multi-generational living is a big one for parents, even children that maybe have moved out and want to come back, and they have their own little private area that they can live in and actually pay mom and dad rent if they wanted to, right?
That's still some money.
Some parents will, some parents won't. Flexibility. You could turn an ADU into an office. You can still build an ADU and then make it a gym. Or you can build an ADU and turn it into a golf simulator room / bar.
Of course you would say that.
I've been known to hit a golf ball once in a while. And then sustainability, right? It's going to last forever.
Yeah.
Right? As long as the house is there, that's going to be there, and it's not going anywhere. Your equity is going to be there. And it's just all around positive. There's really no negatives to building an ADU if you can do it.
Absolutely not. And the main 2 things that you said were the biggest, I think, is generational, like bringing your parents is a big thing now, giving them their own space, and then also renting it out. That extra income to help, pay down your loan or your house, right? And your mortgage. So both very, very good.
Yep.
So we're moving on to number 3.
Number 3.
So the challenges of building an ADU, right?
Okay.
Which are, I think, kind of similar to your custom home a bit, right? You have to navigate your permits and the regulations, right? So you have to number 1, make sure we go out a lot. Will an ADU even fit there? Do you have enough room on your property in order to do this, right? So kind of looking at your space, and then permits for building an ADU, the same as a custom home. We have to come out. You need architecture, sometimes a little grading. So those things, all of those common things that we do in custom home building kind of follow in line with that as well.
Yeah.
The next one is the cost of construction. some I mentioned right there, like the grading, the architecture, right?
It's going to cost you.
It's going to cost you.
Not free.
It's not free. It is essentially, it's just a smaller house, right? A smaller custom home, so to speak. So all of those things kind of fall in line the same with the cost of construction.
Yeah.
Space and design constraints, which I just kind of mentioned, but making sure you want to maximize the space that you have also, right? When building, which is good, right? To get with the architect designer to make sure that we're maximizing the space and what can fit there, and give you what you need with the space in which you have.
And that goes to the size requirements, right? So it can't be over 1,200 square feet.
Right.
Some counties in California are 1,000 square feet. So you are constrained to that if you want to consider it an ADU, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good point, because the architect will have to design it a certain way that feels spacious, but you only have 1,200 square feet, let's say, to work with. And that's why we're saying it as a challenge, right?
Yes.
Don't expect to have 2,000 square foot ADU.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Another big one is utility connections. Some people think right away, like, oh no, you could just pull it from our house and use that. Well, sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
Right.
So keeping utilities in mind, so you have your electrical, your water, sewer, all of those things play a big part when building your ADU as well, and having those.
Right. Sometimes we have to actually add a septic tank to the property, even though there's one there already, because it's not big enough.
Not big enough to fit the rooms.
And again, these are just little things you got to kind of take into consideration.
Yes. Last, which is a big one, is your HOA restrictions. It's a big one in neighborhood kind of concerns as well, right? I always, when I'm talking to people who are in your normal neighborhood, I always ask them, have you checked your bylaws and guidelines?
Right.
Have you called the HOA? Because they have specific things. It has to be the same color, have the same shutters on the outside, same roof, those type of things. And then other times they don't want you to build at all, or, but so we've been through just about all of those things, but making sure that you've spoken to your HOA about the guidelines and what we need to follow as well.
And this is benefits and challenges to building an ADU. So those were challenges that you listed, and they can be overcome.
Absolutely.
But we just want to make them aware of that.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So number 4, I think we added on there as the SDS home approach to building ADUs. Right. If you've been to our website, you'll see a section on there for ADUs. We do build a lot of ADUs, so it's something that we're experienced and experts in, so to speak. Right. We work with a lot of good tradespeople and even our employees and subs that know setback regulations, that know septic requirements, right? That know the building code. So we all coordinate together to make sure that our experience and expertise comes through. Also, we offer, which is not normal, but custom design. So we have, our in-house architect designer who can design the ADU any way that you see fit, which a lot of times people are buying those pre-purchase ADU floor plans, right? And they come to us with them, and here, I want this. It's like, well, this was from Nebraska, and they have different code requirements, and this ain't going to work. And they're like, what? I paid $500 for that, So,
I know.
No, don't do that. And then, we offer end-to-end service. So we're with you guys from the beginning to the end, right? We make sure that all these, challenges are overcome peacefully, right? And we make sure that our clients are happy with what we provide them.
Yeah.
So those 3 items, are an SDS homes, approach to building ADUs, and we feel like that's why it makes us one of the best out there.
Yeah. And maybe I can slide this in. Also just kind of talking about, and maybe make it number 5, of a real life kind of story, right? So we did an ADU in Escondido, went through all the HOA and, matching of the stucco on the outside and all of that stuff. And it is in a neighborhood. It is, yes.
Tract home neighborhood.
It is in a tract home
where
neighborhood.
They have not had any ADUs built there.
Nope.
Ever.
We were the first ones to come in and do it. And so, and now everyone wants one. But in with that, he was so happy and so satisfied. I mean, he had it rented out before we even finished.
Absolutely.
So he's been so happy with the income in which he's been able to generate with the ADU.
Yeah.
And it was just a really smooth, I think. There's always some hookups, right?
Right.
Or hiccups, not hookups. Whoa,
Hiccups.
where was I going? Hiccups, but through the process, minor things, but nothing, as Sean said, that we couldn't overcome, and just very satisfied. It just came out fantastic.
All right. I think 6 was like tips, right?
Yes.
Couple of last minute tips. Do your research. That's a big one. You want to let them know about, researching the city and the county they're in.
Yes.
To make sure that
very
the
important.
requirements are met, because some people want, a larger ADU than,
Yes.
than is even possible. So number 2 would be set a realistic budget.
Budget.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Is that almost in every episode we have? I feel like
think so.
Because budget is a big one, for myself included. Staying on budget can be so difficult, because you're thinking one thing in your mind, and once you start to design and look at things, you're like, oh, but I really want this, right? And then it just goes up and up with the money. It's more expensive, but just kind of keeping your constraints on that. And
I like to say wrangle.
Wrangle them in.
Wrangle them in. Come on, you can't. That's not in the budget.
I'm a baller on a budget, so I could find anything that looks comparable to what you want for a little cheaper money. If you're okay with that, we can make it a reality. So,
another tip would be choose the right builder.
Yes.
We've had other episodes, other podcasts where we talked about how to choose the right builder.
Mm-hmm.
This goes for ADUs as well, because it's essentially a mini custom home.
Mm-hmm.
So look back to one of those episodes, or just do your research. Is kind of like what we mainly say to people.
Yes.
Right. Don't just hire the cheapest guy or company, because
that's not.
I've never seen that work out for anybody.
Me either.
Right. I want to be able to say like, oh yeah, he was cheap and he did a great job.
Yeah.
But every person that we've ever come across where they went with the cheapest proposal, they ended up
coming on back
or not being happy.
Yeah.
Right. And then think long term. Think, why do you want this? If it's a golf simulator room now, right? Just pre-plan that you could add a bathroom later for your parents if they want to come stay.
Yes.
And take the golf simulator room out. Or the gym. I'll say that too for you. My little workout person here. So if you want a gym, but down the road it'll be a bedroom, just plan ahead.
Plan for that, so we can put the plumbing and all those things in there, which will make it much easier when you convert it to whatever way you'd like to go.
Yeah, thinking long term.
Yes.
All right, thank you again for joining us today. We appreciate you guys watching these podcasts. Building an ADU can be a game changer for your property and for your lifestyle, and we're here to help you every step of the way. So until next time, happy building.
Happy building. Bye.
Bye.